Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is February 8th, 2021. So the Super Bowl is finally over. Congratulations to all the people who had the Buccaneers, who stayed on the Buccaneers, Um, I kind of changed my pick because there was just too much things. Kansas City had a massive riddle, and the Buccaneers did as well. So, I mean, what I did was I decided to stay away. I didn't put any more money down on KC or the Buccaneers. I said, you know what, this team, either team can win the championship. I'm just gonna stay away. So I'm gonna show you guys. I just want to know if the stream is. Are you guys able to see me? Is it skipping? Because if not, I'll have to start the live stream over. Cause the YouTube, they love messing with my channel, man. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Are you guys able to see me good? Yeah. Okay. So those of you in the chat that said I had the Chiefs, I did have the Chiefs, but I'm gonna show you guys how I also had the I also had the Packers and I also had the Buccaneers. I kept changing my team because there was just a massive riddle for all these teams. But it is what it is. These games are double coded. Those of you that are not new here, you guys should know this already. But I said this in my other live stream on April 21st, 2020. This was literally 204 days ago. I said that the Buccaneers was going to be in the Super Bowl. Now, I don't remember if I said they was going to win the Super Bowl that day, but the day that Rob Gronkowski signed with Tampa Bay, it was all synced up with the Super Bowl because he signed on the 112th day of the year. Super Bowl is 112, just like Chiefs. He did it 79 days after the last Super Bowl. Tampa Bay equals 79. He also did it 35 days after Tom Brady made his choice to leave New England. And Tom Brady equals 35. But what was the big indicator in this signing was that he signed exactly 293 days before yesterday's game. Right? He signed on April 21st, and then yesterday's game came 293 days after. And that's the 60-second prime number. Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 62, just like Buccaneers. So when that happened, this was April 21st of last year. I made a video, which is no longer available because my channel got deleted. I made a video saying that the Buccaneers were going to be in the Super Bowl. Now, when the season started, I changed my pick. I said the Packers are going to win the championship because of all the stuff that I was seeing with Lombardi riddle and all the stuff that people were throwing at me, saying how Vince Lombardi, who was the head coach for the for the Packers, he died on the day with 101 numerology, and this of course was the 101st NFL season. A lot of things, and even with the Chiefs, they had a massive 172 ritual that they could have carried out, but instead, they went with the obvious one, the goat ritual. Satan equals 55. In the Bible, Satan is referred to as the Baphomet. The Baphomet is portrayed as a goat. If you look at a picture of the Baphomet, he has his big horns just like a goat. That's why these players are referred to as the goat. So I just said, they definitely could go with that, and they did. It was all about Tom Brady and him becoming the GOAT. But I consider myself a journalist. So if I come out and make a video saying that the Buccaneers are going to win the Super Bowl and I don't present all the other stuff, that's bad journalism. I have to, put out all the stuff that can go wrong for the Buccaneers as well, So how can I ignore the fact that, Andy Reid lost his son 444 weeks prior to the game? I mean, that's bad journalism in my opinion. I can't ignore something like that because this is a massive ritual here. The guy died exactly 444 weeks before yesterday's game. Hopefully you guys can see it. Here it is. Right? And then Mahomes equals 444. So what I'm starting to realize is when people die, I guess it's because before when we started back when I first started doing the work, people would die connected to a team, and that would like literally point at the team winning the championship. especially when the Washington Nationals won the World Series. We had the 2 umpires that died, and then the Nationals won. So I was like, man, does it mean when people die connected to a team that team was going to win the championship? But then during the Celtics last year, last NBA playoffs, we had the Celtics reaching the finals, and they came short. We saw so many people die connected to the Celtics. So it's like, okay, so what are deaths? Deaths are indicators of what? Are the team going to be successful, or are the team going to not be successful? So, in the past 2 seasons, past 2 playoffs, we've seen teams have connections to deaths and not be declared the champion in the championship game. So it looks like we're gonna have to be more careful in the future. But I want to say something that's very important. I don't understand why the Super Bowl is so important to people. You guys are still caught up in the Matrix. You guys have to detach from the Matrix. If it's truly about making money off the rigged games, then you guys shouldn't care about who wins the Super Bowl or not. Because I want you guys to notice this. On Saturday on Patreon, we gave out 3 picks. We gave out the Spurs, the Calgary Flames, and the Anaheim Ducks. This is a 3-team parlay, and all 3 of these teams won the game. So ask yourself, are you gonna make more money with these 3 picks, or by picking the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl? Which you think? What parlay you think makes you the most money? These 3 teams, Buccaneers to win money line. I would take these 3 teams over the Buccaneers any day. So I don't understand. Are you guys trying to make money off the rigged games? Because the games are rigged. Just because we don't get the championship game correct every single time doesn't mean that the games are not rigged. The games are still rigged. A lot of you leave these comments, and I lost hope for you guys. You guys are just asleep, and this is why I don't respond to any of you. There's a lot of educated people in this community, and you will never see those people leave trolling comments. Those guys, they know who they are. There's people in this community that are veterans, that they know the difference between something being double-coated and then somebody picking a team that has no narrative. The Kansas City Chiefs definitely had a narrative. Me as a journalist, I have to present both narratives. And then I have to make my choice, which narrative makes the most sense. In my opinion, even now that the game is over, the Kansas City Chiefs definitely had the better narrative, because I'm looking at the future, right? Why wouldn't they build up Mahomes? Because by him winning, you basically are building another superstar. But I guess, look at what they did with Tom Brady. They built Tom Brady into this superstar that he is today by having him win all these Super Bowls. So Tom Brady's era is almost done. You can say that. He's 43 years old. So why wouldn't they, say, okay, Tom Brady, your time is done. Now we're going to build Mahomes into this great superstar. But obviously they had different plans for Mahomes. He could still win the next Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs are favored. But I'm just saying, I looked at it from that standpoint, looking at the future. Because think about it, what they do in the NBA, right? In the NBA, they had Kobe Bryant. He won his 5 championships. Next, then he moved on to LeBron James. Now LeBron James is going to win all his championships. After LeBron James' era is done, they're going to move into the next superstar. That's what they do in the NBA. Obviously, the football is not the same, but it makes more sense to me for them to do it that way, because it keeps the fans excited about the next superstar. But what I'm saying is, you guys have to detach. The Super Bowl is literally just one game. You're not even going to make that much money, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was underdogs by just 3 points. Wow, big deal. Our line is 140. Wow. You bet $100, you win 140. Big deal. You put these 3 teams in a parlay, you win almost $700 if you put a $100 bet. So this is what I'm saying. Is it more money to bet on the Super Bowl, or is it more money looking at the best games during the regular season? That's just my opinion. I make more money this way. I don't get it. A lot of you say that rappers are not connected to the championship game, that you have to, I guess, forget about that, because I put out a video saying how the rapper Chief Keef got hospitalized on his 172nd day of his age. Kansas City Chiefs is 172. You see, that was the thing that was going on. Like, all these 172 rituals was going on, and I was like, man, what are they trying to tell us? with all this 172, because the Chiefs, they could have won the game and became 17-2. And that's the gematria of their name, right? Kansas City Chiefs. For anybody decoding and anybody that decodes sports, anybody in this community to see this and ignore it, no, I mean nobody's gonna do that in this community. Only the trolls. Only the trolls will do this. All the veterans, right? People like Derek, Keenan, Zach, anybody that decodes sports, all the veterans that will see something like this and ignore it. They will never ignore it. Those are veterans. The trolls will be like, "Oh, what happened to the Chiefs? You said the Chiefs are going to win." It's because you guys don't understand how the games are rigged. The games are rigged, and they're using two narratives to confuse the decoders. Not all the times it's like this, but now recently it's been like this. It was like this during the playoffs, in the NBA playoffs. It was like this also in the World Series. You had Dusty Baker, the black manager. He could have went to the 116th World Series, but he didn't. Instead, they had the Dodgers black manager win in the 116th World Series. They had an African-American manager win the 116th World Series. African-American is 116. But that's how they do it. They have two managers, two black managers. Now you have to see, okay, which one makes the most sense? Are they going to go with Dusty Baker and these numbers, or are they going to go with Dave Roberts and these numbers? Those of you who do not know how to do the work are always going to troll it. This is my goal is to try to help you, because all the veterans in the community, these videos are not for you. These videos are for the people who are new and the people who refuse to embrace the information. People who call people like me agents. I'm not an agent. And just to show you guys something, look, the day that the Packers lost to the Buccaneers, I put $100 down on the Buccaneers because of all the stuff that I was seeing with the Buccaneers. So a lot of you said that I had the Chiefs. Yes, I had the Chiefs because I'm not a bad journalist. If people send me information, I have to analyze the information. I have to say, okay, somebody sent me this article, said, look, Andy Reid's son, he died exactly 444 weeks prior to the game. And then what happened, right after I put out this video, what happened after that? Then his other son gets into this lethal car accident where he hurts two people. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so now before the game is going on, now I just finished decoding his other son who died. Thumbs up? What's going on? What are they trying to tell us with all this? How can I ignore it just because I want to be biased to my Buccaneers pick? I can't do that. Let me show you guys this. I can't ignore rituals like this. That's just bad journalism, and that's why we make all these mistakes. We have to put everything on the table and then come to a conclusion. That's it. So look at this one. His other son, got into a car accident, hurt two people on three. Oh, let's see. Let me show you guys the ticket that this is the ticket that okay, so it's still loading. Yeah, I'll show you guys the ticket that I put in on the 24th. Okay. I guess I could just show you here. Look. So hopefully you guys can see that. All right. So this car accident happened 322 days after Andy Reid's birthday. And that's a Skull and Bones number, right? Skull and Bones equals 41, just like Super Bowl. It was also 43 days before his upcoming birthday, and football's 43. So here's the ticket, right? Just get this out the way so I can get into the decode. You see, look, on January 24th, when the Packers lost to the Buccaneers, I put $100 down on the Buccaneers to win money line, to win the Super Bowl, because of all the stuff that I was realizing with the 7 rings, which I'll get into in a second, right? So Ariana Grande, she put out a song called 7 Rings, came out on January 18th, 118. Tom Brady's 118. I'll get into that in a second. But this ritual here, and lining up with the other ritual with his other son, I cannot ignore this. This is big. But it happened 83 days after before his son's birthday, Britt Reid, and football's 83. That's also the Tom Brady number. And then look at this, right? So it happened on the I-435. I is the ninth letter. 9 plus 435 equals 444. And that was the big number that I was discussing with his other son, who died 444 weeks prior to the game. And Mahomes is 444, just like killing, Masonic, Jewish, gematria, English. So much things equal 444 in gematria. And then the Chiefs, it was on 444 career franchise losses. They had 425 in the regular season and 19 in the playoffs, which is 444. So I'm looking. When I saw this, I was like, maybe that means that the Kansas City Chiefs stay on 444 franchise losses, especially with his other son coming in now. I'm like, oh no, this has to be it, right? And I'm like, oh, he could pick up the Chiefs can pick up their 511th franchise win versus Bruce Arians, which equals 511 in Jewish gematria. And then his name, Garrett Reed, some still 172. So there was so many 172 rituals that I just couldn't ignore it. I just can't ignore it. Even after I put money down on the Buccaneers, but I was still like, you know what? I'm gonna just go with this because, and also, you know, Kansas City Chiefs equals 64. That's always a huge number with Kansas City. We made money with that number last year. It was all synced up with Joe Montana's 64th birthday. But yeah, so this is bad journalism. People who ignore stuff like this. I can't do it. I'm never gonna do it. And I just gotta be more careful of making my decision at the end. That's it. That's all I gotta say about that. But this was also a big indicator, right? So my friend Johnny, you guys all know Johnny Stash. I was with him when I made this bet. You know, he actually tipped me $100, and that was the money that I used to make this bet. And a couple of days after, I told him I do think that the Buccaneers are going to win the Super Bowl because of this here. So one of the first, I guess she made history. Sarah Thomas, the first female referee in the Super Bowl. I mean, her surname is Thomas, and then she has a son named Brady Thomas. Brady Thomas, Tom Brady. But that's not all, right? So I looked up her date of birth. She was born September 21st, 1973. Funny. And I want to show you guys this. This is why I was so nervous. I'm like, oh shit, what are they going? Oh my God, this is just too perfect how they do it. And then September 21st, oh my God, 73 to 21st, bro. But look at this, right? The day she was born September 21st, the 264th day of the year. And Tom Brady just won the game and picked up his 264th career victory. Brady picks up his 264th career victory in the 101st NFL season. I called John. I said, John, did you see this? The referee, Sarah Thomas, was born on September 21st, the 264th day of the year. They leaving 101 days left in the year. And Tom Brady picked up his 264th career victory in the 101st NFL season. And he was like, wow, that is a massive find, right? So that's what I was like. Oh, and then she has a child named Brady Thomas. And think about it. What was going on in the entire game? They was all calling penalties. It was really hard. Pass interference, defense. It went down to the penalties. It was all about the referees in the Super Bowl. But yeah, she was born in 73. Tom Brady becomes 7-3 in Super Bowls in his 21st season, and then she was born on the 21st of the month. And funny, she was born in the 9th month, and that's how many points the Chiefs scored, huh? 37 years old, like Tampa Bay. Yeah, so this was massive. This was massive. And this song, and a lot of you say that because I put out a video showing how the rapper Chief Keef was connected to the Super Bowl, how Lil Wayne was, and you guys said that music is not connected to the game. You guys have to be retarded. Are you guys retarded? You got to be retarded to think that. What about this? Right, so Ariana Grande puts out a song called Seven Rings, and then she does it on January 18th, 118, and then Tom Brady is 118. And he just picks up his 7th ring in the Super Bowl. You're saying that music is not connected to the games? But this is the thing, right? They're throwing a lot of stuff at us. They're throwing the rapper Chief Keef gets hospitalized on the anniversary of the last Super Bowl victory by the Chiefs, right? Chief Keef on his 172nd day of his age. How am I going to ignore that? No, I'm not. Just like I shouldn't ignore this either. But I'm not going to give out 2 picks. I have to go with 1 because both teams can't win the game. But yeah, honestly, this does make all the. This is obviously the riddle that they. This riddle does make more sense. The Kansas City Chiefs. I know I said the Chiefs makes more sense, but the only reason I say that is because I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes' future. And notice he was born September 17th, 17/9, like 179, the 41st prime. You know, if the Chiefs could have three-peat, they would have became 4-1 in Super Bowls. And then remember last year, Kobe Bryant died right before the Super Bowl. Kobe Bryant 41 died at 41. So I was looking at that. I was looking at the future instead of what they was putting in front of us the whole time. A referee named Sarah Thomas, born on the 264th day of the year, that they're leaving 101 days left in the year, has a son named Brady Thomas. And then Mr. Thomas Brady picks up his 264th career victory in the 101st NFL season. So, yeah, this is why I don't understand about people who watch the videos. You guys have to understand that these games are double-coded. Just because we get it wrong, the one, that doesn't mean that the games are not rigged. The games are still rigged. We was on the wrong side of the rigging. Games are still rigged. We can still point out why we lost, right? This is it. These are the reasons why we lost. All these indicators that we ignored in a way. Because, I didn't ignore it, but I just feel like the other things were just more relevant to me. But what I'm saying is, I put out picks every single day, and I make way more money in a week than just waiting for the Super Bowl. Big deal. The Super Bowl should only matter to people who have a future. If you put on a future bet before the season started, then you're the ones that should be excited. But those of you that made $140 off a $100 bet, like myself, I'm not excited about this. This is like peanuts. I made almost $1,500 with these 3 teams on Saturday, and I'm not lying. Look at the money right here. I made like $1,500 with these 3 teams on Saturday. I'll show you. You guys probably think it's a bunch of $1 bills. You see that? I make a lot of money betting on sports because it's easier to find the better teams. This ticket here, this ticket is like this. People are celebrating this. I don't get it. This is like, if you bet if you did a future bet and you put a bet link for $1,000 back in September before the season started, then yeah, you should be excited because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had great odds. But what I should have never did was go against my original pick, right? Rob Gronkowski, his signing, a huge indicator. And what I'm gonna do in the future is I'm gonna purchase a calendar and put it on my wall, and because I should have had this like on February 7th on the calendar, I'm gonna write on February 7th. Rob Gronkowski signed 293 days before today's game. So that way when I look at the calendar, I can see all the stuff that I documented. Because this, unnoticed ever again. Stuff like this. This is massive. And just think about the game that Rob Gronkowski had, right? He scored most of the points for the Buccaneers. So, and that's what guys gotta understand. Like, I'm trying to help you. I put out a free pick. Even if it was wrong, it was still free. You didn't have to bet it. Do the research yourself. A lot of you, if you took my pick, it's because you saw that the work made a lot of sense, and it did. Just like this made sense, right? The Spurs became 7-3 away, and they're playing the Atlanta Hawks in their next road game. So the Spurs are playing the Hawks in the next road game. Hawks equals 73. Just like the Calgary Flames the Edmonton Oilers became 6-7 against Calgary. Calgary equals 67 in Jumanji. The Anaheim Ducks, they dropped the Sharks at 4-6 for the season. Anaheim Ducks 46 in the most pure cipher. I made $1,500 with these 3 picks. Those of you that say that I need to improve my decoding, they said. I need to improve my decoding. Yeah, I need to improve my decoding. Fuck is you guys? What are you guys talking about? You guys, a lot of you are just new here. You don't know the type of money we make on Patreon. We make thousands of dollars every single day, and I'm not picking. I mean, did you see the line? The line is negative 115, negative 110, negative 110. Those are very low lines. Put $100 on those three teams. See what you got. I'll show you guys this. I need to improve my decoding. Really? Wow. So look, negative 115, negative 110, negative 110. $581. Right? I caught this at $250. A $250 parlay. Look how much I made. $14.53. I need to improve my decoding. I'm on the verge of getting banned from FanDuel. They're gonna see my face so much in there. They're gonna probably put my face on the door. Do not let this guy in. So yeah, so huge GOAT ritual. There's a lot more to this ritual, but I'm just sick and tired of Tom Brady that I don't want to discuss it. I just don't. I'll probably put out a blog post later on today. And yeah, so this will probably go in there. This definitely gonna go in there. But everything else that happened during the Super Bowl. But yeah, Sarah Thomas, 73. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the phone lines. If anybody wants to call in, put the number on the screen. I see one of my usual trolls here, so hopefully he calls in. What happened to it? Oh, I forgot to change. So 646-986-0958. All right, so you guys can see the number. It's on the screen. Let's see. Oh, phone's right here. So if anybody has something to say, something productive, or any trolls want to address me about anything, the line is open. Call up. And let's discuss it. So somebody says, how did you miss all the signs? I didn't miss anything. I just documented it. Hello, how you doing?
Arthur, how's it going?
What's going on?
All right, I got some basketball decodes today.
Basketball decodes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're not giving out free picks on YouTube anymore, man. But you have a blog or something that you want to point people at?
No, I don't got a channel, but I could email you if I could do that.
Yeah, just email it to me. I'll put it up on my blog. But we're not giving out any more for free sports picks.
All right, well, yeah. But from the Super Bowl, everything was pointing to 7, man. Tampa Bay was 25. Tom Brady was 43. Bush was the 43rd president. You know?
Got you. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, so Derek says that I took it on the, yeah. This is the thing. So when I'm looking at two narratives, I mean, you got to pick one, right? And I think you would agree that the Chiefs had a massive narrative. They did. But it is what it is, you know. But this right here, I should have never went away with this. I mean, if I would have put a bet in back in April of 2020, I probably would have caught the odds even higher than most people did, because this was massive. But it is what it is, you know. It's more games. I'm gonna make more. I'm gonna make money today. I guarantee it. I got some picks for today. I got a lock for today. 1 second. Let me put you on speaker. What's going on?
This is Joe P. I usually, I've been decoding for years too, just like you. I've probably been for like 6 years. You did a good job. You did nothing wrong. I can see where you're going with the whole thing. There's a whole bunch of other numbers too that I could point out to you that made me think it was like I was in the Chiefs too. Because if you look on like Patrick Mahomes' away record, he had like 21 wins and 4 losses. If he had won that game, he would have had 22 and 4. That would have been the Society of Jesus.
See?
Yeah. So
Like, this is the thing. You're a veteran. I could tell you're a veteran. But there's a lot of people in this community who don't. They think that because you picked the wrong.
They don't know nothing.
They don't know anything.
They don't know nothing. They just go, oh, look, you're just wrong. It's just like,
yeah.
Everything is double. I've been decoded for years. I'm actually a high roller at the casinos I'm at now because I've won over like $70,000 already just doing this. So that's why when you got that wrong, I was like, yeah, I could see. I wasn't as thrilled. Like last year, I bet Chiefs and they won, but I only bet like 300 because I was like, oof, well, that 288 is bad. Like I was looking, I was like, oh, maybe he'll stay on a 287, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thing, and then be like, he'll stay on his name. And I was like, oh, maybe they'll get the 88. They're playing in their stadium, which is, 288.
Oh, and you know what? Bruce Arians picked up his 72nd career victory, and I think the name of the stadium sums to 72.
Oh, yeah, but here's another one, too. All right, if the Chiefs had won, I'll show you another one. If the Chiefs had won, if you look at their all-time record, right, they have 510 wins, right?
Yeah.
Well, if they had won, they would have had 511, and that's Bruce Arians in Satanic. So he could have made the name over there. Last year, what people don't know is the Chiefs won when they beat the 49ers and gave the 49ers their 5th loss. So what I said.
Oh, yeah.
Usually they like to do that, too. They like to put a name in there and stuff, just to, like, mix it up. It could have been Tom Brady's name. They use a whole bunch of shit like that. You know what I mean? And then, like, but I actually originally had picked the Bucks, too, a long time ago. I was like, oh, it's going to be Bucks, Chiefs.
Yeah, I put money down on the Bucks, but it's just like all this other stuff that people kept throwing at me is just like, it's like, wow, what did why did it do?
I didn't really hear about the 7 Rings song till after, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's bad. Like, then I'm like,
I mean, I just thought it was too obvious. I thought it was too obvious because they like to throw curveballs at us, right? So I'm like, why would they put out a song called 7 Rings? Isn't that too obvious? But I guess it's not obvious. The sheep was still.
Sometimes they don't. Like sometimes it's just like that. Like I didn't even hear about it. If I had heard about it, I bet like $300 and lost. I probably would have bet like $150 or something. You know what I mean? Or 150 just to win 100, just to make it interesting, so I wouldn't be bored. They could watch the Super Bowl and like, oh, all right, cool. I won $100. You just get bored sometimes. You just bet a little bit of money. Just all right, this game sucks. I'll just make it interesting. You know what I mean? That's what I was gonna do. If I had heard about the 7 Rings song, I would be like, Because I know I saw the 10-9 too. The Bucks. They win in the playoffs. The 10-9. Boom. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 109. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. Then Mahomes, like there's another one too. Like Mahomes, right? Now he became 6-2, right, in the playoffs. All right. If he wins, he's 7-1. Guess what? Society of Jesus is 71. Greatest of all time is 71. Could have went that way too, right?
See.
There's so many ways it could have went.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's easy after the game is done. Oh, it was this. But
you gotta ignore that because they don't know how to do any work.
Yeah, they don't exactly. But I'm trying to reach those people because those people need help. Because and why is it that why is the Super Bowl so important to people? There's only one game and it's not like the Buccaneers was 10-point underdogs. It was 3-point underdogs. You're not even like you make $140 off a $100 bet. Big deal.
Oh, exactly. Like I said, I had to bet $10,000 last year on the Chiefs to win. I think 8,300. And even now, I moved the line at the casino because I was supposed to get like minus 115. They're like, oh, you bet $10,000. I'm like, yeah. Oh, we're gonna move it to minus 120 now. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, when you bet $10,000, that actually screwed me over an extra $400 or $500. I was like, oh Jesus. I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, well, you made enough that you moved it. I was like, oh, all right. Well, I'm like, I know they're gonna win. And they did win, so I was like, whatever. I guess I'll take whatever I can get. You know what I mean? It's still, $8,300. How many people can walk away with $8,300 after a day? I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody just wrote in the comments that $1,500 is not a lot. I mean, $1,500 on Saturday. I mean, who else makes that working?
nobody.
Nobody makes that in a day.
85% of people don't make $1,500 in a week. Okay.
Exactly. I made that on one Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like,
that's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, it's like you're decoding, spreading the word and all this stuff. It's like I tell people all the time. I grab a couple guys, we decode together, and we make 50 to 100,000 a year just doing the sports. That's why I tell you, don't even bother. Just decode with me. Don't tell anybody. Let them stay ignorant. And that's it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to get away from the goal. The goal is still to wake people up. It's not really about the money. The money is good because we're laughing at them at the end of the day. Because either way, Gematria wins. Because we still point out how it's rigged.
It's relevant. It's relevant because I used to be in casinos all the time. It used to take me forever to make $10,000. Now I do it. I can make $10,000 in 2-3 months. I'm like, wow, this is great. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care about unlocking people's minds. People are not ready to be unlocked, so you don't let them. So if they're not smart enough to figure it out, I don't care. As long as I got money in my pocket, I don't really give two shits. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So
you're right.
that's why it's like, hey, if you want to do it with me and make all this money, do it. If you don't want to do any work, the hell with you. I don't care. I'm still going to fill up my pockets anyway. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? And I don't have to worry about people like, oh, you made this mistake. Oh, you did this wrong. And I'm like, well, guess what? If I made a mistake, I got it wrong that day. Guess what? I'm probably gonna get the next one right because I see what my error was, correct the error, and then make more money again. You know what I mean? So that's how it goes. You just roll with the punches. You bet right, money management, and then figure out sooner or later you get the really good riddle, and you kill it. And that's it.
Exactly. Like today. We got a good game today. But I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Good job, Dan, okay?
All right, brother. Somebody said why I took the video down. I took the video down because it's wrong. It's wrong information. My channel's not going to have wrong information on it. I made a prediction. It was wrong. We move on. I also took down all the videos that I did about Zach and Victor because I don't want the negativity in my channel. I don't have anything personal against those guys. Those guys are still doing great work. They're still doing something that a lot of you people don't have the balls to do, which is putting your face out there and exposing these rigged games, which still is dangerous. So, we had our differences. Me and those gentlemen, we don't have to get along. We don't have to be friends ever. But I don't have anything personal against them. So I'm not going to have that negativity in my channel. Everybody knows that I had the Chiefs. I'm saying it in this video. I had the Chiefs last minute to win a Super Bowl, and they didn't. I was wrong. I don't care about that. I'm just not going to put out false information out there. The riddle that I had was wrong. It is not going to stay on my channel because it's wrong. All these other things that's in my channel, all these other things are accurate. So that's why all these other videos are still on there. Also, Zach and Victor, they're not going to be on my channel anymore. I don't want no negativity in my channel. Or anybody who I address, I'm not going to leave the videos up because I did not come into this work. I didn't start doing this work to be going back and forth with other truth speakers. That's not what I came into this for. Nobody in this community is my competitor. I'm not jealous of anybody here. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm here to put out the truth and to expose what's going on and try to wake as much people as possible before my time on earth expires. That's it. You guys want me to be something that I don't want to be. A trash talker, whatever, a tough guy. I'm not none of those things. I'm just exposing rigged sports and ritual murders. That's all I'm doing. You're not going to see any videos about Zach or Victor on my channel anymore. Or anybody else. All right? It's funny how everybody's downloaded. You guys that downloaded my Chiefs video. Why you didn't download this video? Or why you didn't download this video? Or maybe this one. Or this one. You didn't download because you're the hater. If you only downloaded my Chiefs video, but you didn't download all my other videos, look at yourself in the mirror and say, who's the hater? But the line is open if you guys want to call up. It's 646-986-0958. Yeah, I'm not. I'm never gonna. I don't like negativity. So all those videos about Zach, in a way, I do regret doing them because at the end of the day, as much as that guy dislikes me, I don't dislike him, and I still appreciate everything that he has done for humanity. Right? Hopefully, he's watching this and he knows that. I don't have anything personal against you or anybody else in this community. I appreciate everybody in this community. Everybody, even the trolls. What's going on?
Mr. Truth, what's good, baby?
Nice to talk to you. What's going on?
Alf, hey, man, how's it going? This R.
Oh, what's going on? My condolences, R.
Man, I appreciate you, dog. I just posted in the comments, man, how much I appreciate you, bro.
That was really hard. At first, I didn't know if it was true or not because somebody messaged me and told me. But I just want to send my condolences to you, brother. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I know, man, and I'm grateful for you, dog. Like, it was hard, but I respect you because I've been a supporter of yours for a long time.
I know you have. So it really hurt. It hurt my heart when you was getting a little upset at me because I was deleting the comments. But I don't like the negativity,
I can respect it, dog, and I'll be honest with you. My intent was not to be negative, and like I said, I was more so disappointed because I thought I was like, we didn't agree on it, but now he see it, and now he don't agree on it, so I was disappointed. But I'm like, regardless of that, I knew you would still be man enough to say, no, you know what, this is where I was wrong at. Let's move on because I'm still about positivity and exposing the truth and trying to make people as much money as you can. And at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Yes.
But, I definitely wanted to just give you a call and just, I do still appreciate the love and, that Tampa pulled it out, The funniest thing.
We remember last,
like. Out way back in April when you said they was going to be there in your post on your blog.
Yeah, it was so much things that I was like... It gets nerve-wracking. People send me all these articles and all these stuff like, oh, look at this. I'm like, oh my God, what is all this going on? Like,
right. And I'm gonna tell you, the one thing I've learned in the last, I would say, month or so, from it just really focusing more on the gematria of the sports is that just it's so crazy to think this, and this can connect to this, and this, but it's like. Our brains have to get to a point where we can accept things being what they are and try to piece it together and just go from there. That's really all you can do once you start to understand the knowledge and breaking it down and trying to make sense of it. But as I always say, I'm not here to be right or wrong. I want to make the money. Whether you're wrong or you're right about it, that won't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Because the next day is going to bring a new opportunity. The next big sporting event is going to be somebody else's futures bet that they could hit. You know what I'm saying? So, but, I'm going to get off the line, man, but I just really wanted to call in and let you know, man, I really do appreciate y'all. Like, this is probably the hardest thing I'm ever going to have to go through in my life, man. And to see that, Tom Brady get that win, and that was like one of the last things we talked about before I, left him, it's just, to me, it was like, it was just destined to happen, so I appreciate you, Doc.
I appreciate you too, brother. Anything you need, you can always reach out.
Of course, man, absolutely.
All right, bro.
Shit, hey, we done disagreed, but you still got my support.
Got you, brother. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. I take it easy, man.
And today, I think that pick is a lock city. I don't know if you agree, but I really like it.
No. I looked at it. I like the pick. Honestly, the kind of vibe I'm feeling right now, just with all the fucking, just where my head is at right now, man.
Yeah.
I looked at some of these basketball games and was like, this feel like one of them days where all these fucking underdogs might come through because of how last night's game played out. It's just that kind of energy in the air.
Yep.
Yeah, because I look at how, like, even when Kobe died, right? Because I also play FanDuel and do the DFS stuff. And that week that Kobe died, man, all those guys went out there and just played with a different level of intensity. Rigged, scripted or not, man, it's like they all showed up and they showed their ass because they were so inspired by him and his story. Brady winning last night is essentially an inspiration for all these athletes to kind of kick it into the next gear for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the script and if that's the narrative for everybody to go forward around this year, same as they did with Kobe, you know, that Mamba mentality. And like I always say, with gematria, is understanding the numbers and how they connect to certain things. But the most important thing you got to understand as you learn in this shit is all about energy manipulation. It's all about where the energy is going, you know what I'm saying? And that's essentially what sports is. It's about emotional energy being gathered and engaged into one thing collectively.
Yep, exactly. Great point.
And the numbers are what tells you how it should go or where it could go.
Wow, that's great point.
That's how I look at it. We'll let somebody get on, man, but I do appreciate you, man. And like I said, win, lose, or draw, disagree or agree, man. You gonna continue to have my support, dog. Shit, honestly, if I would have cashed in on your picks, I would be able to send you some gratitude. You know what I'm saying? As far as last night's pick go, but you know,
it's all good. It's all good.
I
It's all
still
good.
Support you. At the very least, I still support you, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, you still a real dude. You got on here and you said, "Hey, listen." Yeah, I took that pick down because I was wrong on that pick. So why leave that information out there? I'm telling you now that I was wrong. But we're going to keep going forward.
Exactly. People think that I'm hiding my... No, everybody knows that I hid it. If I didn't want anybody to know, I would have never put that video out.
Exactly. So I definitely don't look... I wouldn't even look at it that way, man. I look at it for what it is. Shit. Why everybody want to be focused on what you got wrong last night, guess what?
Yep.
It's a whole new day for sports.
Yeah, and nobody talks about how we had the Heat yesterday and we had 3 picks the day before. Like nobody cares about the correct stuff. You know,
you're gonna hit the wins whether they minus 120 or plus 130.
Yeah.
You're gonna hit the wins. You're gonna have the losses. That's just sports gambling.
Yeah.
But the knowledge and learning and getting better and growing.
For some reason nobody cares about that though. Like the knowledge.
That's human nature, too. A lot of people won't care about the knowledge part of it. Imagine this. Think about how many people who actually look at your picks and actually say, I got about an hour to research thoroughly. A lot of people don't. Yeah. They just look at the pick, go along their way. If it hit, it hit. If it don't. Regardless. Yep. We have to take the effort for ourselves. And that's what I did. When I saw you posted on your blog about Gronk signing with the Chiefs with Tampa last spring, now I'm a big wrestling fan too. So when I saw Gronk was hosting WrestleMania and it was in Tampa Bay, and then he just announced that he was coming back to play for Tampa Bay, that's when the wheels started turning, bro. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And I was like, the most far-fetched thing that could happen is Tampa Bay playing Kansas City in 9 months from now in a Super Bowl that nobody's gonna fucking give Tom Brady a shot in hell at playing in because he's 43 years old, he's a system QB, blah blah blah. And I was like, that's the narrative. That's the selling point for next year's Super Bowl. That's what people are gonna want to see. Can he actually overcome those odds? So everything around that was the narrative. That was the story being told all year long. It's not a I was right, you was wrong type thing. I'm just saying, like, you kind of planted that seed for me to start looking at that game. And then once the schedule was made and it was getting closer to week 10, I'm like,
I forgot all about that post. I forgot all about that post. It was so long ago.
So if it wasn't for me even coming across your blog post, I wouldn't even thought about it. Wouldn't even say, man, you know what? I got a little extra money. Let me lay about $3-4 grand on it because I'm a diehard Patriots fan too. So I'm like, if Brady going to another team, I want to see if he can do it. Can he fulfill the story being told, you know, of Brady overcoming odds? So, but I'm with you, dog, man. You still got my support, man. And I'm, like I said, I'm grateful for you and everybody that, you know, reached out and commented and sent me the well wishes, man. And, you know,
you see how the community came together. That's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, and that's what mattered the most. You know, regardless of who agreed with who picked, everybody said, let's support the brother who going through it right now. You know, and I appreciate that. So, you know, man, I'm gonna stay tuned on the stream here, man, and let somebody else get on here, man. And just want to say thanks again, man.
You're very welcome, man.
All right, take it easy, man.
My friend Johnny called to see. Probably be the last call of the day.
Brother Arthur, how you feeling, man?
Johnny Stash, what's going on?
I'm doing great. Just another day in paradise. Hey, I want to thank you. Hey, did you get my tip on the PayPal?
I did. I really appreciate that.
Dude, you deserve it, man. All the hard work and all the bullshit you have been putting up with, man. I don't care what anybody says about you. Look, and these people that are listening, you know, he's not going to get every pick right. And nobody in this community will. Nobody, okay? Because I know a lot of people listen to different things. And there was a very strong narrative for KC to win the game. There's no doubt about it. But there was winners on the other side. But who cares? Like this last call I was just listening to. You know, today's another day. You went perfect the other day. A $100 bet on that parlay was going to pay more than $500. All right? So people are going to cry the loss. And I just want to tell everybody, I've used Arthur's knowledge leading up to the playoffs because you were hot. You were hot, bro. And then into the early part of the playoffs. And what I did was I hedged the KC. I knew KC was going there. I think most of the people in this community knew KC was going there. Okay? And I played Green Bay and I played Tampa. And I won. I won several $1,000s, okay? Because I used your picks leading up to it. Because you were hot, okay? And maybe you got a couple of picks wrong during the playoffs. Who gives a damn? To me, I don't care about, winning money. Is it fun? Yeah. Is it nice to have a few extra dollars? Yeah. Because it helped pay for my daughter's dental teeth. And now she's not feeling well again, so I'm going to have to go to the doctors again. So I thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for standing up, bro. Because you just don't do sports picks, bro. For you, it's not just about sports picks like these other Dakotas out there. And I don't need to mention no names about these other Dakotas that don't really give a shit about the truth. All they care about is feeding these gambling addicts, bro. And I'm sitting very pretty because thanks to you. And you deserve that Hondo that I sent you, brother. I've had the pleasure to meet you, hang out with you a little bit, pound pavement. And there are many deceivers in this community. Many, okay? And look, and anybody that thinks you're going to be 100%, well, they're wrong, because nobody's 100%. But thanks to you, I made a few G's this leading up to the Super Bowl and then with the Super Bowl win. Because I played both. That's what you call hedging, folks, And don't let anybody tear you down, bro. Don't let it, And, there are so many pretenders in this, I like to call it the gaymatria community. And there are many deceivers, And I won't mention no names, but somebody decided to stop taking picks, After you deciding to maybe not do the NBA as much, okay? And this guy gets on the plane and goes somewhere. All right, he's hiding.
Sure.
He's canceling people's accounts because he don't want to be exposed. Good guy that's well-respected in this community that's done very well. Probably the best at making money at this. And he canceled his friggin', membership. Why? Because that dude is ready to expose this son of a b. Okay? So look, Arthur, I wish there wasn't division in this, but there is. And it's a spiritual battle that's going on here. Don't fall for it, man. You keep doing what you're doing. For those that you think this guy's going to be 100% right all the time, I don't know what you're smoking or what you're taking, bro. Nobody in this community is going to be 100% right. So you have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm proud of you. I can call you my friend, okay? Because you are a friend, okay? And you've taken a lot of bullshit throughout. And I know the timeline of everything, okay? Because I know what's going on. I might be an older man, but I ain't nobody's fool. I ain't nobody's B, okay? But you're true, Arthur. You're a good man. You deserve that. You continue to do some more good work. I'm going to fucking send you another hundo. I'll take you out to Arthur Avenue again, bro, because we had a good time, bro. We pounded pavement. Yo, you did not want to come in because it was cold, okay? That's a bunch of crap, okay? So there's a lot of crap that's been spread about you. Fucking, like, I got all of my picks. I was able to build my account because of somebody else. No. I know the story with me, bro. I built my account up nice thanks to you, so I was able to play both angles. And that's what Johnny did. But the credit goes to you and other people in this community. Because it really is a teamwork effort. Because there are a lot of people that find everything. Okay? And that's what it is,
Yeah, and shout out to Kayla. Kayla was the one that really noted the referee and how her son was named Brady Thomas. Yeah.
No. She didn't know it was Brady Thomas. That was Johnny Stash. She was
Oh.
the first female official.
Okay,
then
okay,
I
okay.
went searching further. And then that was my little contribution to this community. That's all was my contribution. I called up the other show, and I said, and I told you, this fucking woman got a child, and her first name,
You're right
name of the
about
child
that.
was Brady.
Yep, you're right about
Okay?
that.
And then you had Big Al. Big Al. I hope I'm not throwing Big Al on the bus because he's my friend. You know, he's the one that he don't want fucking. He's ready to expose this fucking fraud. I'll call. I'm gonna call right now. Mr. Futures is a fraud, a big fraud. Okay, he canceled his account. You know, I just got off the phone with him. Why? Because if Big Al goes viral on this guy, well, guess what? You've been exposed by one of the guys that probably makes the most money in this community. Okay, because
When I warned him. I told him, listen, this guy. The minute I stopped doing NBA, the guy goes on a vacation. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, I remember the whole timeline about the whole fucking the whole thing. You know? I told you, Arthur, don't decode for a couple of days. I said, what do? You took kind of my advice. He said, all right, I'm not doing the NBA. He said, I'm gonna start decoding WNBA. I'm gonna decode cricket. Because all these people, like you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of these other people that followed after the first guy said, you know, that those people are your clients, like Mr. Futures and Rod. Is that correct or not?
Yes.
All right. So wait a minute, folks. Listen to Johnny, okay? Because I see through stuff, okay? And I don't care about the money, you know? And you know what? Yeah, heck with it. I'm going to expose you with this. I was at the Meadowlands, Game 6, and I told that man, I said, look, I don't care who wins, okay? I care about the spiritual battle that's taking place in the world, as well as what's going right now in the community. And that man, and he knows it because we had conversation. What did he say? Well, I was brought up in a dysfunctional family. That's why I'm so arrogant and full of pride. Well, I said, you better work on your spirit, pal. Okay? Yeah. And then he wants to throw me under the bus. You know? I got the text messages, bro. I got the proof. Said I'm hanging out with a sorry-ass mother, an MNF and a sorry-ass bitch. Yeah? Well, you know what? I don't give a damn, okay? Because if I never bet another game, win no money, I could care less at this point, bro. I don't care what bridge I might burn. That's the truth, and those are the facts, okay? So, you know, you're doing the best you can, bro. You've done excellent. You were the second person that at least I know of that started to break down these games. But you just don't break down the games. You break down the news. What are these sorry-ass people that are breaking down the sports? Are they breaking down any of the important news? And I know these murders disturb me. That's why you're writing a book about it. You know? I just wish we could all sing Kumbaya and be all happy and work all together. Because this was a group effort, my friends. I heard Jeremy White nailed it again with the Tampa Bay riddle. I heard Taylor. I heard Big Al. I heard other people in this community add little pieces. My little contribution? Well, after Taylor's great find of this first female official equal 1-99, Tom Brady, Big Al had last old man standing, 199. You know, Brady was the 199th pick. What was my little stinking contribution? I did a little investigation. The woman had a baby. First name Brady.
And remember, I brought up the fact that she was born the 264th day of the year?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, these riddles, folks, okay, especially when they come to these games, it's unbelievable how they're double-coded.
Yeah,
and
they are.
Many times I was misled. And I don't mean to mislead anybody when I called up, because I thought it was a Titan last year. But I was stupid last year. I put too much money early on. Folks, if you're listening, and if you have a half a brain, listen to me. Because I lost money on that riddle. Because I was involved with a friend of mine, another guy that's not even part of the community anymore. He decided to ditch out because he was wrong. Look, people are going to run and hide after they're wrong. You're not running and hiding after you're wrong. But the thing is, you don't have to play it too early. Put a little bit of money at the beginning or the middle of the year. But towards the end of the year, those riddles start to become more clearer and clearer. So, great work, Arthur. Thank you very much, my friend. Because of you and the rest of the community, I was able to turn. I put maybe that $400 or $500, turn it into several $1,000s, okay? And that ain't no joke, okay? Yep. But these pretenders have to be exposed, okay? So you are the second oldest decoder that I know of that started doing this stuff, okay? You want to listen to both sides? That's what I suggest. You listen to both sides, make your own decision. And if you win, be thankful. Like I've said before, when I eat a good meal, and I ate a good meal at Arthur's place, I send a tip. That's just the way I roll. okay? But if you lose, be a big boy or a big girl and, take up your losses. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose, my friends, because nothing is a surety. The only thing that's a surety in this life is death and taxes. Another thing, I'm going to leave you on the quote because I love this. I don't know who wrote this, whether it was St. Augustine or whoever, but he said that, you can only hide, you can't hide three things very long. You can only hide the sun for a certain amount of time. You can only hide the moon for a certain amount of time. And the last one can only hide the truth for a certain time. The truth needs to come out, okay? And the truth has come out a little bit here, okay? And I appreciate everybody in this community that's helped me win money because it was a group effort. It wasn't just one individual, all right? And Arthur, you're a big part of that. So I thank you very much, and I thank everybody else that helped me win. But by the way, folks, this is energy-stealing stuff. It takes too much of our time, our resources, and we got to focus in on what's really important. And that's this wicked agenda that they're pushing forth in the year 21, coincides with Agenda 21.